I just didn't understand, and just how deep rooted they are in hip hop as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man.
I'm looking at this picture right here of Tupac on the shirt right there, and Tupac asked to marry my mom. I spent my childhood with more adults than I did with kids.
Right.
I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
Jaden is not accusing his mother of lying, you understand. In the past few days, Jada Pinkett Smith has been on a campaign, talking about her connection with Tupac, his love for her, and his proposal to her. However, her son Jaden has now come out to accuse her of fabricating the entire proposal scenario. Jaden has uncovered most of Jada's inaccuracies regarding Tupac. You won't believe the strange things Jada was saying. You're probably aware of how Jada Pinkett Smith has been criticized online for her treatment of Will and her Tupac obsession. But it's not just happening online. She's also facing criticism from her own family, particularly from her youngest Jaden. Even her own children believing she's at fault is surprising. This situation reveals a lot about the entire circumstance. Jaden has always been a bit of a rebel and nonconformist, but it's clear that he loves his mother dearly. He did want parental emancipation when he was only 15 or 16, but he has also demonstrated support for his parents. For instance, Jaden tweeted in favor of his father, Will, when he confronted Chris Rock at the Oscars last year, writing, "And that's how we do it." So if Jaden is currently not helping his mother, you all know there must be a significant problem. It turns out that not only is Jaden sick and tired of Jada embarrassing Will in public with her allegations about Tupac, but Jaden also believes that only half of what Jada has been saying is genuine. Jaden was first willing to ignore it and turn a blind eye, but he now believes that she has gone too far because it appears like she is hell-bent on making Will look bad at any means. You know what's really bizarre though? Jaden claims that while she used to talk endlessly about how Tupac was the most ideal person she had ever met, she never truly kept her affection for him a secret from her children. Jada acknowledged that she occasionally questioned whether she had room in her heart for Will. She would talk endlessly about Tupac as if he were her one and only love. Jada made it apparent that her relationship with Tupac was on a whole other level, which put pressure on Will. This likely explains why Willow wrote a letter to Tupac when she was just 11 years old, begging him to return and make Jada happy. The letter first came to light around a year ago, and it caused some controversy because Willow seemed to know that Tupac could make Jada happier than Will ever could. The real shocker is that Tupac passed away and was buried before Willow and even Jaden were born. Therefore, the only way they could have learned about this Tupac mystical love was if Jada had repeatedly bragged about it. So when that letter initially appeared, we all found it to be, to put it mildly, odd. But moving forward to the present, things are in a really chaotic state. In all honesty, Will is the one being mistreated in this situation. What was once strange has become blatantly disrespectful. Jada has always felt a certain way about Will. But since she just revealed a connection to Tupac, many have started to make connections. Why Will might be the victim of this drama is starting to become evident. You can tell that things are bad when even her own children are unable to support her in public or privately anymore. They were close back when Tupac was still alive. Both of them attended Baltimore School for the Arts, where they were in the same class. They remained close even after moving to Hollywood and becoming famous. However, there's an intriguing part to this. It was hard to avoid speculating about the nature of their connection. Some people wondered if there might have been something more than just friendship. Jada and Tupac, however, insisted that they were just friends, and given what we now know, not many people actually believed that story. Moving forward, Jada began dating Will Smith a short while later. As their relationship grew more passionate, Will developed feelings for Jada. Will's jealousy, though, caused them to have some issues. He struggled to overcome his uncertainty regarding Jada's relationship with Tupac. Tupac was undoubtedly one of the most popular rappers at the time, after all. Even when Tupac had already passed away, Jada maintained his memory so close to her heart that Will continue to harbor resentment toward their friendship. Additionally, Will made no effort to conceal this information because he talked openly about it in interviews. At first, we all found it odd that he couldn't bring himself to let go of the friendship that had ended years prior. But Jaden claims there's more to the story. It turns out that none other than Jada herself was the source of Will's lingering sentiments for Tupac. Jaden revealed that whereas Jada frequently brought up Tupac in family conversations and talked about how much he meant to her, Will hardly ever receive the same degree of attention. Even while they put on a unified face for the cameras, Jaden stated that Will frequently felt stifled by Jada's infatuation with Tupac. In all honesty, he wasn't the only one who recognized this. In recent years, fans have also become aware of it. Jada rarely expresses positive things about Will, and she frequently seems disinterested in the idea of being married to him. She doesn't even try to disguise it because she already made it clear that she didn't want to wed Will. According to Jada, her mother pressured them into marriage because the only reason they ever got married was because she was pregnant with Jaden. However, I was certain that I would never want to get married. Additionally, Will spent 3 years organizing her 40th birthday celebration since she was going through a depressive episode. And he was desperately trying to cheer her up by organizing this wonderful party. Jada, however, didn't agree and called Will out for trying to show off his ego. I hired a crew to plan her 40th birthday the day after she turned 37. I worked with a documentary crew. I looked up Mommy's ancestry. Will be the factor that helped her overcome this midlife crisis. And it was going to be my most heartfelt, exquisite declaration of love. She also informed me that the party was my most ludicrous, egotistical outburst. Additionally, she once openly admitted that Will doesn't make her feel satisfied in the bedroom. To be fair to her, she did acknowledge that she needed to better express her requirements, stating that she only had time today. Quit fabricating headlines. See for yourself by watching the Red Table discussion I had with Gwyneth Paltrow. In the bedroom, Will and I never had any problems. I'm grateful. However, could we also kindly bring up the fact that she films him while insulting him and then posts the footage online? Would you agree that she played a significant role in redefining our relationship between us? I would advise against starting to record me without first getting my permission. I'm still having to deal with stupidity. Don't. Fans believed that this marriage was fake because of these issues, but it turns out that things were even worse off camera. Jaden alleges that Jada exploited Tupac as a tool to diminish Will and arouse jealousy, according to a rumor. Jada would use the Tupac card during their heated disputes, claiming that Tupac would never have done this or that for her, something Will supposedly fell short of. The really shocking part, according to Jaden, is that Jada brought up Tupac specifically to rile up Will because she was aware of his sensitivity to the rapper. Given that his mother has been making these press appearances to promote her upcoming biography, it doesn't seem like Jaden is making things up to make her look terrible. Jada has been speaking frequently about her relationship with Tupac, always in positive terms. For instance, when she referred to him as her soulmate, she said, "Our children could be our soulmates if we have soulmates." There are many different meanings of a soulmate. Thus, I don't think this idea should be romanticized. But undoubtedly. If there are prior incarnations, Pac and I have undoubtedly journeyed through some of them together. In addition, she disclosed that he had proposed to her while he was incarcerated. He was at Rikers when he asked me to marry him. He seemed to require a rock. He simply wanted to sense that firm foundation because of our friendship and everything we have been through together. People began to question her tale because of this particular passage because the math wasn't adding up. The math wasn't adding up, and this TikTok user was the first to recognize it. After being committed to Rikers prison, he was sent to Clinton Correctional Facility less than a month later. And she made it clear that she visited him. Not on the phone she emphasized that Tupac was already wed to another person. He proposed to Keisha before entering prison when he was sentenced to time in a prison. They had already gotten married. April marked their wedding, and throughout the period that he was imprisoned after being condemned. Additionally, She claims that Jada was unable to visit Tupac because she had flown to Los Angeles to visit Will during Tupac's one-month stay at Rikers. You two haven't spoken since 2016, which was 7 years ago. Yeah, there was nothing expressing her affection for Willer or her appreciation for the years they spent together. Evidently, Jaden was quite irritated by this, and he essentially backed up a rumor that Jada had been telling lies about how Tupac had proposed to her. While on her Pay Attention to Me tour, Jada is making all kinds of outrageous claims, one of which is that Tupac proposed to her while he was at Rikers. Really, the math doesn't add up. The math wasn't adding up, and this TikTok user was the first to recognize it. Insiders claim that Jaden shares this sentiment because he now thinks Jada may have exaggerated the extent of Tupac's interest in her. He acknowledges the close relationship she shared with Tupac, but he thinks his mother may have overreacted by thinking Tupac desired her in a way he actually did not. This would clarify why she made up the tale of him popping the question. Fans wrote in their comments that everyone knew she was lying through her teeth. She is fixated on the man who is unable to claim he didn't want her, so she gets to tell the tale. I abhor it. And jokes aside, Jada is in danger because of something. What do you all think about this, though? Do you genuinely believe Jada lied about Tupac wanting to wed her? Do you truly believe Jaden would expose his mother in such a way? Do you honestly believe Jaden would expose his mother in such a way, y'all?